Hello, everyone, and welcome to a preview of the 2018-19 Northwood University men's basketball team. I'm Travis McCurdy, joined by head coach Jeff Rekeweg. And Coach, we're well into preseason now. How do you feel like your team is right now?
Well, you say well in. We're 8 practices in. So compared to the guys that we're going to be playing pretty soon, I feel like we're just getting started. We haven't even put in an inbounds or out of bounds play yet. So we've got a ways to go, but I really like the attitudes and the effort so far.
Looking back on your team last year, you guys made a big step forward, but I know you're still looking to take another equally big, if not bigger, step forward this year. Looking at your returning players, Zach Allred's a senior, Trey McBride is a junior. I think those two guys are guys that you're really going to be leaning on a lot this season.
Yeah, definitely. Trey ended up being our leading scorer for the year last year as a sophomore in his first year in the program. Did a great job, dynamic player. Zach Allred really came on late, and I think our last 2 games was our leading scorer, and that young man is very driven to have a successful season in his final year and for the team. So those two definitely will be driving forces as far as returners. And David Jelinek, I expect. I mean, he had a big jump last year in at least his consistency and his skill level. So that's another guy that, as far as our returners, that I expect to see more out of.
And looking at some of the other guys you got coming back, like Alec Marty is one in particular who had a good year last year, and Bruno Solomon coming back off his injury from last season. It's like you have a group of players that got a lot of experience, and I think are ready to have a big season this year as well.
Yeah, even though we're young, with Zach and Alec, our 2 seniors that had experience last year, and those being our only 2 seniors, we're still relatively young, a decent-sized junior class, but a lot of those guys got good experience. We certainly didn't even come close to the success we expect to have year in and year out as far as a program, but we have built on the personnel we have, and I do expect another substantial jump in at least our execution and the way we play.
Can't forget about that freshman class from last year, led by Kelvin Calhoun, Dimitri Martin. Those guys both showed a lot of potential, and I think they're poised for good years this year too.
Yeah, Dimitri's coming off a knee surgery, so he's probably 2 or 3 weeks from being able to contribute. I doubt that he'll be able to play in either one of our exhibition games coming up, but should be ready at possibly that first weekend of actual play and the crossover or the challenge, certainly the week after that. And Cal, I mean, it's a body. He has some really good skills. His biggest thing is going to be his conditioning and how long he can be on the court and some discipline things.
And you also I know you're very excited about your freshman class coming in. There's a lot of guys there that are going to contribute right away. Talk about where your freshman class is at right now.
Well, we're excited. I thought we had hit a home run with our freshman class. Jacavian Lewis, I thought was, and still think is one of the best point guards in the state. As far as a playmaker, defender, he's a guy that takes a lot of pride in being able to make stops, and he wants to defend 94 feet, even if he's the only one pressuring a guy. So that makes a big difference. We definitely are getting better on the defensive side. Jack Ammerman, another guard, shooting guard that has some big shoes to fill when you think about Nick Spitzley, who was a senior and made over 200 threes in his career. I do think Jack is one that can challenge the top of our list career-wise in especially three-point, but he's got a lot of savvy to him too, and understanding the game. Danny Culp from Petoskey had a couple Division I offers before having a knee injury. One of the most gifted kids, especially at 6'9", how quick and how fast he runs and how quick he gets up. It's going to be an adjustment, as always, with freshmen from high school to college. but he's doing a good job there. And Tanner Reha are our 4 scholarship guys out of DeWitt that really works hard, has good strength, and one of our hardest workers.
Looking forward to the season, you've got a good mix there, and I'm sure the thing is you've got more depth this year than you've had the last few years, where I'm sure there's going to be some guys that might have been key players for you in the past, gotten better, and might not get as many minutes because your freshman group is so talented.
Well, it is competitive. That's one of the great things. You know, we lose Nate Georgetown, who made a career move, and we certainly support it at University of Cincinnati now, that played a lot of minutes for us at point, and so did Alec Marty. Planning on moving Alec off the point and getting back to his strength and shooting the ball and different things, and going to count on Jacavian for a lot of minutes at the point. But position by position, we certainly have gotten competitive, and it has been that way in practice, which is the way you want it. So it'll be interesting. The guys are doing a great job of responding. We'd love to have 10 guys in a true rotation where we're not losing anything when you bring somebody in. Maybe different, but they're always adding something when they come in the game. And we've struggled, as early as it is, we've still struggled with saying, okay, if we're starting today, who would it be and how would we rotate it? We're going to have to figure those things out pretty quick. But that's a good thing, as long as you're good. And I do think we are certainly have improved, and guys are doing a great job so far.
I asked the same question to Coach Curtis, the women's coach. With the newcomers that are going to play a key role, is that going to change the way you play at all? You're going to make any adjustments in the style of basketball you're going to play?
A little bit. We would like to be able to pressure more 94 feet. I think we have guys that are going to play better in transition offensively as well. Trey was really good in transition last year. Spitz, if we could get him spotted up, was good as far as knocking down threes, and I don't think we'll miss a beat there with Jack on that. But I do think we have, especially when you look at JK in pushing the ball and how much more of a threat with his strength he is of getting all the way to the basket and playmaking. We plan to get up and down a little bit more than what you've seen in the past.
Well, Coach, you got an exhibition game coming up real quick at Western, and should be an exciting season. Thanks for joining us, and good luck this year.
Thanks a lot, Travis. Appreciate it.